you ever wonder where those plants come from that you buy from your local Lowe's, Walmart, or even Whole Foods? Do you ever wonder about how much goes on behind the scenes so you can have that beautiful hanging basket or that fruitful garden in your backyard? Today we're going to show you where your plants are coming from and how they get there. On this episode of Agventures, we are at Dan Schantz Farm and Greenhouse, nestled right here in the Lehigh Valley in Zionsville, Pennsylvania. So come along with me and let's go Agventuring. Hi everyone, my name is Tess the Agriculturalist and welcome to Agventures. In this episode of Agventures, we are going to be touring Dan Schantz Farm and Greenhouses. Also, side note, I work here. I'm the production planner here for the farm. I really focus on material requirement planning, purchasing of our tags, and inventory control. Anyways, today we'll be learning about what it takes to get a plant from just a tiny little cutting to that beautiful planter on your front porch. But before we jump into it, let's get an overview of Dan Schantz Farm and Greenhouse. It all started in 1957 when Dan and Mildred Schantz purchased a farm 10 miles south of Allentown in Lower Milford Township, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania. At first, the farm was only growing fruits and vegetables, which were then sold at the local farmers markets. Business began to expand, and so did the farm operation. Greenhouse production consisted of a variety of bedding plants. In 1961, the first 22-foot by 100-foot greenhouse was completed. After that one greenhouse, it inspired a larger scale greenhouse production to be built, and acreage to grow over 900 acres. Today, Dan Schantz Farm and Greenhouses is the 32nd largest wholesale greenhouse grower in the nation. We offer plants for Valentine's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, annuals, bedding plants, vegetable plants, herbs, blooming specialties, garden mums, pumpkins, poinsettias, and a full line of foliage. Now we operate with 1.8 million square feet of environmentally controlled growing space, as well as 10 additional acres of outside growing space. We also have 3 locations where we grow our product at now: Zionsville, Pennsylvania, Pipersville, Pennsylvania, and Rising Sun, Maryland. Now that's a lot of space. Anyways, back to the video. So this is the soil room, and this is where we will start the life of a mum cutting here at Dan Schantz. We could choose level 1, direct stick the cutting into a propagation tray, just like this 50 cell right here. Or level 2, stick the cutting into a step-up container, just like this container, and then it'll grow enough for the finished product. Or we could choose level 3, where we can direct stick the cutting into its finished container, just like this 3-quart right here. Depending on the crop, depends on the level we decide to start the cutting at. A lot of our mum cuttings we purchase from brokers that work with suppliers that start these cuttings in greenhouses all over Europe and Belgium. Also, as a grower, we have to purchase our own pots and containers for production as well. These containers can come from overseas, so it's so important that we order what we need in time for production. This year was a little challenging considering the supply chain issues, but we still managed to utilize our inventory and get all of our plants into hanging baskets, planters, window boxes, and containers. So here we're standing next to our label gator in the soil room. This machine is awesome because it allows us to customize our labels depending on the customer we are growing our products for. So today, since we are focusing on the Lowe's brand, we will choose the Lowe's mini label. But we do grow products for other larger retailers like Walmart, Whole Foods, and even Giant. We can customize the UPC, size, annual, and retail price for our needs. It's really awesome. But another cool thing is that we can also print and apply, so we're doing a dual process all in one. All we have to do is punch in our information here at the screen and hit go, and it's pretty much ready to go. So here I am standing in front of our agronomic soil system machine here at Dan Schantz. It allows us to make production as efficient as possible. It is extremely cost effective and allows us to mix in all the ingredients we need to create a well-balanced soil for the growth of our plants. It also allows us to use whatever ratio we need to customize the soil for specific crops and what they need to grow. Additionally, we try to reduce and reuse our waste by collecting any spillage that happens during the production line process. And we're gonna have Charlie show you guys how our system operates because he knows all the ins and outs. He's our industrial mechanic here at Dan Schantz. So let's go talk to the expert.
The peat moss comes in compressed bales, about 220 cubic feet per bale, which are then shredded in these two Urbanati bale busters, filling this bin with peat, loose peat. When the lines call for soil, the recipe soil system turns all these machines on in the appropriate timing and speeds to allow for the appropriate mix of the various ingredients. This bin adds perlite when necessary for certain mixes, although we do not use that much anymore. As the soil comes down the line here, it passes this bin, which adds pulverized limestone to adjust the pH, because the peat is too acidic for most plants to grow, and adjust the correct amount based on the plant being planted. Then it comes over here and starter charge is added, which is a mixture of fertilizer and a surfactant so that the soil mixture will absorb water correctly. This can be used to add other chemicals such as antifungals, biologics, things like that. And then the soil then travels up the lower conveyor into this next machine where this is added as well. We were one of the early companies in the country to use this. This is a product known as hydrofiber. It is made from recycled wood fibers left over from furniture manufacturing, and it comes compressed in these bales. This machine shreds it and mixes it in the correct ratio with the peat moss, drops it onto the line, which then follows up this line where water is added and it's sent out to the lines. The system is actually capable of sending a different recipe to each flat filler at the same time, like in order, and it knows which one is which.
So the pot will then go through our filler machine here and come out for our crew to prep the container for the mum. For a direct stick, we will create an indentation or a hole for the cutting to be stuck into. A lock and tag is also locked into the tag slot on the side of the pot. It is important to note that we also customize our tags based on our own unique grower needs. It's actually kind of cool. Here's our tag room. Here's where we store our customized tags. We try to organize our tags per customer, tag size, and season. Here's an example of one of our tags. We have to order so much inventory to meet our targeted growing numbers, so it's so important that we keep this room extremely organized. Anyways, let's get back to production. The mum will then be watered in the water tunnel and then pulled off the line to be placed onto a cart. A worker will then take the cart to its section in the greenhouse that has the proper temperature requirements for the cutting to grow. Our crops will then be placed neatly into rows so that spacing in the greenhouse is utilized to its maximum potential. Here's where our growers will take over, and they'll give our crops the proper fertilizers, chemicals, and watering needs to grow into its retail-ready size. We were talking about mum cuttings earlier, and a mum cutting has a long road ahead until it's retail ready here at Dan Schantz. and it will stay in the greenhouse to grow for more than 10 weeks. We also have to consider other irrigation tools that we have as well in the greenhouses. We have a hanging basket watering hose installed that can accurately water the baskets, since it would be very challenging for our growers to reach these baskets. Additionally, we have a sprayer that we call a boom that mists our crops to keep them properly watered. And this ensures that our crops never dry up. We also have an automated floor flooded watering system, which is also known as ebb and flow, which means a single grower can water thousands of plants just by operating this really cool tool. This is Lise, one of our growers here at Dan Schantz. Lise, what is one of your favorite things about being a grower?
I can see a lot of flower. It's beautiful flower in the dungeon, and people so nice.
Oh,
Seem like the flower.
oh, she loves flowers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lise.
You're welcome.
Another important aspect of our business is bulbs. We grow the best bulbs here at Dan Schantz. This is definitely one of our specialties. We purchase our bulbs directly from Holland and then utilize our growing mix and bulb coolers like the one I'm standing in right now. And we make our high quality daffodils, hyacinths, and tulips greenhouse ready. With this being said, one of our greatest strengths here at Dan Schantz is selecting, growing, and forcing holiday bulbs. Once our crops have reached their full growing potential and have filled out their container, they are ready for shipping. Right now, we are in our shipping area here at Dan Schantz. Just this year alone, for spring 2022 crops, we grew over 5.6 million crops. So shipping season can get pretty crazy here. We select mixes of crops that are ready to be shipped out on their designated ready weeks. Just in case you don't know, in the green industry, we refer to ready weeks. And ready weeks are basically the targeted week that we plan on having the crops retail ready to ship. In the green industry, we go by weeks in terms of growing, crop scheduling, and shipping. The carts are organized by customers so we can keep everything organized. It is important to make sure the plants are secure, whether this means wrapping the carts or boxing up the plants to be shipped out. Then a crew will take the carts to the dock to be loaded up onto the truck. Something important to note is that we manage the delivery of our own products of our customers through our in-house company staff transportation department here. We are perfectly positioned in between the I-95 corridor between Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York to service major retailers in the Northeast corridor of the United States. Our next stop is to head over to the Dan Schantz retail outlet so we can see our finished products right on the shelf. So come along with me and let's go shopping. As we mentioned previously, Dan Schantz originated as a smaller retail store. And today we still have a retail location here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Here we service the local market and can showcase our new innovative products and programs with our retail customer base. This allows us to get a gauge on what might be trending in the market. Here is where we sell a lot of our indoor floral items, annuals, veggies, and fresh cut flowers. Coming to the retail store allows us to get a full circle perspective and really helps us to get a greater appreciation for the plants that we buy. So let's go in and see what we can buy. I'm so excited. Did we get a cart? Yeah.
Oh, we passed the wall.
Let's turn around.
Back it up.
What a day. I hope you all enjoyed going on this Agventure with me today. We learned how growers create that beautiful finished plant that we have in our homes and all of the work that goes on behind the scenes to get there. Next time you buy a plant, I hope you have a better understanding and appreciation for growers. They're unbelievable. But seriously, there is so much thought, care, and time that we put in, and it's so worth it to see a happy face on our customers. Anyways, thank you to Dan Schantz Farm and Greenhouse for allowing us to tour the farm and to post this Agventure to YouTube. And thank you to all of you out there for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you enjoy this type of content, please feel free to subscribe to Agaholics and ring the bell for notifications on when new videos are posted on the channel. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to go outside today. Hi everyone, and